Okay, so here's the deeper diving part of inner critic work. This is it's just judgments that have come up throughout your life. And the only reason I know that is because I can speak from personal experience. When I go off to try something new, that voice in my head goes berserk. And believe me, I've tried the option of just shoving it down and being like, that's fine, I'm just going to do it anyway. But that really doesn't help because then later on it comes back and it's like louder and it keeps me stalled. And that really kind of stifles all sorts of expansion and growth and really potential of what you can do and be and experience in your life. So this idea of stepping into a place where you are allowing those judgments to come up. It's just a part of you that's missing some love and acceptance. And isn't that what we're all searching for anyway in all of these things? That's what the consumer culture that we live in is driven by. There is a hope that you will feel less than or in need of something. And that's what drives this whole consumer culture. So, this idea of allowing those things to come up and loving them kind of releases them. It's not something that's still sitting with you that's stagnant, this energy that can't go anywhere. And then it just keeps showing up in different parts of your life. So yeah, it's not easy and it's not a one-time thing. I really wish that I could sit here and say it, but it's really not. It's an ongoing work. I'm sure that if you've ever listened to any motivational speakers, any spiritual guides, they tell you you've got to do the work. And for many years, for me, honestly, I was just like, what in the heck is this work I'm supposed to be doing? And I really thought that it was work to get to somewhere, to a level of where I feel like I'm good enough, or a level where I'm okay. But I'm discovering that the real work is just accepting when those voices pop up. When that voice in my head that I call Becky, who's my bitchy roommate, when she pops up and says, you have lost all credibility with anybody about anything. That's really just a scared part of me. And, part of me wants to say, says who? I am a human experiencing life and going through life and experiencing different things. All of my experiences and what I've learned, my mistakes I've made, all of those are guideposts for really me discovering who I am and the potential I have inside me. And I think the thing that I want most for my clients and the people that come to me looking for help and support is I just really want them to understand that tapping into that piece of them that's really okay. Not all of the steps are going to line up. It's not like you get to a place and you're like, okay, I've accepted the crazy voice in my head. Now everything needs to be the golden path forward. That's not how it works. It's very much just the next step. And being like, that sounds scary. That's risky. I don't know how it's going to work out. But taking the step. And for me, in my life, that's exactly what this video that you're watching is. I could have sat there and listened to the voice in my head that was like, you really don't know what you're talking about. But then me saying, yeah, I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. And I love that. And that's okay. And then letting it go. It just releases. And it's an ongoing work. I'm not here to say I'm perfect and, and once you get to a point, everything is, cupcakes and rainbows. It's definitely a work, but it's an exciting work when you step into that place where you're connected to your soul and you feel like you can just share. Like you don't have to guard yourself about what so-and-so's going to think, or how am I going to be perceived, or I've never done this before and I'm going to look stupid. That's okay. Guess what? I've never done this before and I may look stupid to some people, and that's their thing, not mine. For me, I really feel like this is the piece that I'm like, oh my gosh, holy crap. I never knew that I loved to write. And I get very self-conscious when I write blog posts or when I write social media posts or when I write anything. And then I sit and I read it to my husband and he's like, oh my gosh, who knew that you could write? And I'm like, I know. It's really, I get lost in it. And it's really fun and exciting for me. And doing these videos is scary as hell, I'm not gonna lie. But there's something great about sharing a big aha and then expanding forward. And so for the people that work with me, the people that come to me looking for support, I just want to be part of that expansion forward. And that's my wish for everybody too, is that they can expand beyond that inner critic. They can expand into what really makes their soul come alive. So this is just a dive deeper. I really want you to think of the little stories that come up, the really small stories like, I'm not creative. That's a capital S story. That's not real. Who says you have to be creative like so-and-so? What are you judging? What are you judging that on? Who says that you have to do life XYZ this way? Don't you get to decide? And so just those little thoughts, that's what I want to encourage you to become aware of. That's really the first step, is just becoming aware of what's going on, what's the loop in your mind. And then that opens expansion into what's possible for you when you can get to a place where you can love the crap out of that crazy voice. Because it's really just there to protect you. It's not there to keep you stuck in life forever. It's just trying to protect you. But it does a lot of times keep you stuck. And it's much easier to move out of that if you're in a place of, I'm loving what comes up. I'm scared shitless and I love it. Because that means that something new is on the horizon for me. It's not this place that like, well, I've got to prove myself wrong. I've got to really show the world or prove that person wrong. It's not like that. It's just allowing and accepting and loving and then stepping forward into that. So that's the dive deep forward. I just want to thank you so much. I hope that we can connect. I hope that we can expand and co-create together, because that's really the joy of all this. So I want to wish you an awesome day. I want to wish you all the awareness in the world so that you can start to notice what that loop is for you. All right. See you later. Bye.